We'll get started here for
Recording in progress.
first ever Coach of the Month in franchise history. Christie Sides. Got any questions in the room?
Chris.
Tony, we'll speak with the front row Bob there next.
Did last night feel how you thought it would? Were you already asleep? When did you officially find out that you made it?
Yeah, I was asleep. I'm going to bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock every night, but I did set my alarm for midnight to wake up and actually just turned it off, didn't even look, and then so this morning woke up to some really awesome text messages.
Why didn't you look at midnight?
I don't really know, man. I don't know. I've tried to just stay focused on this team and make it about us. And, I just thought if one of them would just not get the win and then we could win at home, win in this game tonight, that would be really incredible for the fans.
To be honored for your coaching abilities on the same day, I mean, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, that was an unexpected surprise. That was, today's been an unbelievable day. From where we were in the month of May to where we are now, it's just shown with our players and our staff, just the resiliency that we've had and just their, just continuing to just do what we have to do, show up and get better, and that's what we've done.
Go to Chloe and Matt.
Kind of when it comes to, you said you were kind of hoping to clinch tonight, were you hoping for a more ceremonious clinch than, midnight on a Tuesday?
Yeah, I just thought, we've got such amazing fans that are, coming in, and just for them to be a part of that with a win. And then, I've experienced this in Chicago, and, the confetti that falls when you clinch, like that was all the things I was thinking about. And that was for our team who's never experienced it, especially Kelsey Mitchell, who I just really am really happy for her getting to experience this with what she's gone through here and what she's done and who she is.
I also wanted to ask about Temi. She's obviously questionable with that shoulder injury. Just when did that happen, or do you anticipate her playing tonight?
Yeah, she took the play at the end of at the Dallas game when she kept playing and got the rebound and put it back. She got knocked to the floor pretty good. Just being precautious, and she's not going to play tonight. We're just going to make sure she's ready to go when she's 100%.
We'll go to Matt, then we'll go to Bob.
Yeah, further along with the clinch, I was just wondering when you got in the building this morning and up until now, what have been some of the most notable interactions that you have with your staff, players, about this milestone?
Yeah, when I walked in with the staff, it was pretty incredible. We'd already been texting this morning early. But just where we've been and the way it feels to meet that first goal, which was to get to the playoffs. You just want to take a breath, but we have a game tonight, so we just really couldn't take that time to enjoy it because we have to stay, focused at the task at hand and make sure we keep getting better. Make sure we, these guys, if we would have focused on the results early, if our players would have only focused on the results, which the outside world was really concerned with early, I don't know if we would be sitting here today. We were able to keep it together, and they focused on the things that we kept talking about. We kept talking about creating good habits. We kept talking about relentless effort. We kept talking about togetherness, toughness. We focused on those things, and that's what mattered. And that's why we're sitting here today, able to say, with the opportunity to go play in the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
You kind of answered my question, but I'll ask you this. During the month of May, was there a low point for you among several low points? I knew you would laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're a competitor. We're competitors. We want to win. And on top of all the outside noise, and expectations made it really difficult when there's just some people who, if you've not sat in the seat that I'm in or with the players, you don't understand the process that it takes to rebuild a team. And second year of a rebuild, that's where we are right now. Second year of a rebuild. And when I was offered the job, Rick Fuson at the time asked me how long it would take me to get us back to the playoffs. I said, Rick, I think I could do it in 4 years, possibly 3, but and he was awesome, gave me a 4-year contract, and we've done it in 2, which is incredible. And that has everything to do with our players, the people that we brought in. So yeah, there were some low moments in May, but we just tried to keep focusing forward, staying positive. That was the main thing, trying to keep things from going sideways. And my staff did an excellent job, and the players continued to buy into our process.
We go Christine and Scott.
Congratulations, Christie. There's certainly been a lot of naysayers out there about your team, about Caitlin, about you. And a day like today, like this, within 16 hours or whatever the time period is, I haven't figured it out, but you qualify for the playoffs, and then all these awards and honors. And Ryan was emailing nonstop with with another announcement, and I thought one of them I'd already read, and then it was more for Caitlin or something. What kind of statement does that make about where you are and what maybe the league's perception or the outside world's perception was, and how wrong it all was? Thanks.
Yeah. The perception was we were not going to be very good, and I was not very good at my job in May, and that's okay. I mean, that's part of sport. Professional sports, a lot of teams, when teams win, it's the players, and when teams lose, it's the coach. And that's just what, I knew I signed up for that. Now, the atomic bomb that landed in with the fever and the outside, just how different it was, that was tough to navigate. Trying to make sure our players were not, they are social media people. This is their generation. And so, for them to be so affected by it, and just trying to explain to them, like, that's what we started. That was our first conversation in our team meeting. Just keep the noise out. Just do what we have to do to make sure we don't let that outside noise in. They did. We did. We kept pushing forward. And a day like today has just been incredible for our team. I mean, the only thing I wish is, I think Kelsey Mitchell was deserving of some award today. I wish we could have found another one for her. But she's going to always be, she got my award for how she's just been so consistent. And Caitlin and what she's done is just incredible. But I can say that about Aliyah Boston. All these guys are playing with they're all talented, very young and talented. And so they're all trying to figure it out together. And a lot of times this happens with veteran players, that they get put on a team and they get to experience, the success that we're having right now, this second half of the year. But we're doing it with all drafted players. That's our starting lineup. All Indiana Fever drafted players, which I thought was an incredible thing. Somebody told me that today. But just excited where we are today, but we're not satisfied at all.
Go Scott and go Lou.
Christie, given how May went, as you discussed, had you considered, what this year would have looked like given a regular schedule, a regular training camp, and you would have been able to get into things much earlier into the season like you usually would be able to?
Yeah. Anytime if we would have had, a couple more weeks of practice, that would have helped. The schedule wasn't in our favor early, and now I'm so glad we had that schedule. Actually, I've been asked several times, would you want to have started off with other teams, not the top teams in the league? And I didn't really know how to answer that at first, just because, some momentum would have been good and some confidence, but I think the lessons that we learned early, and we were able to bounce back from some of those really hard times, I think that prepared us for now and where we are and moving forward.
Go Lou, then we're going back to Andrew.
Just last week, I think I asked you, mentioned the playoffs, and you kind of like, playoffs?
Yeah, Lou.
So it's a lot realer now. But should the rest of the league be scared of you guys right now?
I think the way we're playing, we can compete with anybody in the league, for sure. I think, we're just shooting the ball extremely well. We're moving the ball extremely well. We're playing much better defense, which is, that's what I kept telling them from the beginning during the break. Like, if we can get better on the defensive end, that's going to win games for us, and it has. I mean, the Dallas game, we got stops late. Connecticut game, we got stops late. They're buying into that end of the floor, which has just helped us so much on the offensive end of the floor as well. Getting those stops has allowed us to play better, play in transition, which, my gosh, like, that's where I think we're at our best with the players that we have on the floor.
Got time for two more. Go Andrew, and then second on the right.
Christie, Allison announces that she's stepping down at the end of the year today. What has she meant to you, and just what's her impact still within this organization, and just what's that legacy?
Yeah, Allison Barber is, I put her in that category of a powerful woman that empowers other women. That's what she's done for me. That's what she continues to do for our players. She's always trying to ask them, talk about what they're doing outside of basketball, what they're interested in, helping them connect with people that can help them grow their brand. If we need something, we ask her. She runs and gets it done for us. It's going to be, I hate that she's leaving us, but my gosh, what she's doing is incredible. I mean, what she's going to do is something that's not, there's nothing like it. I don't think, from what she said, in the country, and she's going to get to grow it like she wants to grow it, and it's going to just benefit women and girls in every sport. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do, is grow young people, grow women, empower women, and help them do whatever they want to do for the rest of their lives, not just today.
The last one, George.
We can all see the joy that your team plays with on the floor, the way they celebrate one another. How much has that led to this turnaround? How big a role has that played in the turnaround? And then also, arguably, your best player last year, Aliyah Boston, kind of leading that charge of selflessness. How does that affect the rest of the roster?
Yeah, I'll start. The joy piece has just been huge. Them getting an opportunity to get to know each other during the break changed, everything. The vibe in the locker room, around the gym. They had time to get to know each other. That's huge, and people don't understand that. You don't just step on a court and play basketball and everything connect. It just doesn't happen that way. Aliyah Boston is, she's just that statue. She's not just our post player, but she's just that low post presence. Her defense for us has been incredible. I know she's not happy with the offensive production that she's had the last few games, and she is, pumped every night we win. I mean, that's the big goal, but she also wants to contribute to her team on both ends. And so, we talked to her a lot about some different things and over this week, but she wants to win. She wants to win, and that's the most important piece, and she's been a great leader for us in the locker room as well.